Because family, Facebook should be called Fedbook. Facebook is the Fed. And Facebook, the minute you start talking about black empowerment, they will ban you, they will take your page down, put you in so-called Facebook jail, but they will let the white supremacists call you all types of racial epithets and won't do anything. So this is why we have to have our own thing. Now the thing is, with black people, they'll let us twerk, they'll let us fight, and they'll let those videos get millions of views. See, that goes back to that old battle royale they used to do with black people. Did you guys see a recent clip we put out of Hidden Colors 4 that will be in theaters May 26th?
Yeah.
We put out a special clip of Hidden Colors 4, and we talked about something that was called the Battle Royale, where they would get black children during the Jim Crow era and make them box each other around a bunch of white supremacists until they knocked each other out. One of our brothers who's from Texas, Jack Johnson, got started in the Battle Royales. And we've always been entertainment, black people fighting for white supremacists. That's always been a form of entertainment for them. And we still have the Battle Royale with World Star Hip Hop. That's the new form of Battle Royale. So we always gotta be in the mindset of empowerment to counter the things that's given to us by the dominant society. This is why I'm very suspicious about what happened to our brother Prince.
Yeah.
Do y'all believe the stuff they're telling us about Prince's death? Because I'm seeing some black people buy this nonsense they're telling us. They can't even get the lie straight on why our brother died. First, he died of the flu. That didn't really fly too long because people saw that this man was the picture of health. Prince has been around for 40 years. We've never heard of him being sick. And the thing is, that flu lie didn't work. Then they started putting out reports saying our brother had AIDS. Y'all heard that one? Then that wouldn't fly too much. Then they start to use the overdose lie. He overdosed. And the main people telling this lie was TMZ. And I want y'all to remember that, TMZ, and how significant they are in the whole scheme of things. But they were saying that Prince overdosed a few weeks before he died. But there are pictures of Prince riding a bike and walking around hours before he died. So they're trying to tell us Prince overdosed, got up and rode a bike, then went back and died in his elevator. And there are black people who believe anything white supremacists tell them. That don't make any sense. See, the thing is, understand what our brother Prince, and I've been a fan of this brother for years, was a very conscious brother. Black people who take control of their careers and who create generational wealth that they can pass down, they've always been a threat to the dominant society, especially in the music industry. Understand this, family. In the early part of the music industry in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, black artists would get raped for their music. They would literally take their music and give it to Elvis or Pat Boone or any other white artist and wouldn't pay the black artist. Or what they would do, if you look at all the movies like Five Heartbeats and the Temptations movies, one thing they would do with black artists, just buy them Cadillacs, and that would be their payment forever. And wouldn't give them anything else. Very few people turn that Cadillac jive down, like James Brown. James Brown said, I don't want no Cadillac. I'm trying to own my stuff. And another brother, Sam Cooke. We don't know how significant Sam Cooke was. Sam Cooke was one of the first black artists to take control of his catalog and try to own his masters and come up with his own distribution outlet. And Sam Cooke was mysteriously shot at a hotel in LA, and they still can't explain what happened to that brother. Understand, the music industry is run like a mafia. Because when you talk about generational wealth, they have no problem taking you out as a black person if you don't have any other people surrounding you, helping you, and protecting you. Because the name of the game with black people is to not allow us to pass down generational wealth. Because Black people in the music industry and the entertainment business, period, we've only started making multi-millions of dollars within the last 50 years. And this is why we haven't seen any of these people pass that wealth down yet. Because something always happens to them. I challenge black people, show me a rich, wealthy black person who passed their wealth down to the next generation. You won't find it. Look at other people and artists who tried to take control of their catalog. Look at Eazy-E. Let's go to hip hop. Look at Eazy-E. Look at the movie Straight Outta Compton. Eazy was a smart young man. He knew the game and he knew that he had to control his stuff. In the movie Straight Outta Compton, they made it seem like at the end he was going broke, but Eazy was not going broke at that time. Eazy cut a deal with Relativity Records. He had the hottest group in the world at the time, which was Bone Thugs and Harmony. So Eazy was making a lot of money, and he got rid of the white partner, Jerry Heller. So now he has 100% control of his catalog and his company. Then all of a sudden, this man gets AIDS, full-blown AIDS. Not even HIV, nothing leading up to it. Full-blown AIDS, and dies 2 weeks later. Come on, man, we gotta really stop thinking these things are coincidences. Because another thing they'll do, they'll put that drug addict rap on us and then use that against us. They did that with our sister Whitney Houston. It's not Sister Houston? Whitney Houston, they kept making it seem like when she couldn't sell records and she couldn't make money, Whitney Houston was loved internationally. That sister was going on tour, breaking in millions. So she mysteriously died in a bathtub. She only had one heir, which was her daughter, who the wealth was supposed to be passed down to, and what happened to her daughter? Died the same way. We can't look at these things as coincidences, family. Look at Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, sitting on $500 million. He has one heir. To pass that wealth down to, what happened to his son? They said that his son got killed in a robbery in LA. But when his son was killed, they saw that he was right there by a brand new Mercedes with the keys in it. He had a Rolex watch on and he had $1,000 in his pocket. What kind of robbery is that? I'm from LA. We don't rob people and leave all that. That was a hit. See, you gotta watch these things. These are not coincidences. Look at Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's dad died the same way as Cosby's son. Y'all remember that? Some of y'all might not be old enough to remember. Jordan's dad got killed in a car on a freeway, on the side of the freeway. See, we gotta start connecting these dots. And look at our brother Prince. Prince was one of the few artists who knew about taking control of his catalog. Because with the catalog, you can pass that wealth down. And when you pass that wealth down, that's a threat to white supremacy. Prince, he got a loophole in the music industry. There was a law in 1976 that said after 35 years, an artist can file to have the masters of his recordings go back to him as owners. Got it? Prince signed his deal around 1977. I want y'all to follow these numbers. Now, Prince never re-signed with Warner Brothers. He had the original contract, and Prince was disputing with Warner Brothers for years trying to get out of his contract. If you're old enough to remember, y'all remember when Prince would come out on stage with Slave on his face? He was one of the few people to call the music industry out and say, hey, they're treating us like slaves. So we need to own what we do. We need to control what we do. So Prince was trying to get out of the contract, and one way he got out of the contract, he said, well, I'm going to change my name to a symbol that you can't pronounce. And the symbol is basically an Ankh. Did y'all catch that? My man was here. Prince was right there, family. And Prince was one of the few artists who could sustain himself economically because, remember, the industry tried to sabotage Prince by not playing his records. They didn't play Prince's records for a while, but he stayed winning because he was such a great performer and he toured and made money nonstop. Prince macked the game, family. And in 2014, he got his master's back because the 35-year time period was up. He got those